For nearly a year, Potter County leaders have been grappling with the future of the county jail. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Kessler. After a failed inspection, overcrowding, and millions of taxpayer dollars spent housing inmates elsewhere, now county leaders are weighing three major options, each with a price tag that could impact taxpayers for decades. KMR Local 4's Blas Guerrero has more on the costs, the disagreements, and what happens if no decision is made. The story is from your local election headquarters.
In May of last year, the Potter County Jail failed its state inspection due to overcrowding. The 30-year-old jail has around 600 beds, but classification rules mean not all of them can be used at the same time. Potter County Sheriff Brian Thomas says inspectors found the jail exceeded capacity on 101 different days.
They go back and look at all of our paperwork. And in that period, we had 101 days that we were over as far as inmates. And that was from 1 all the way up to 10. But there was 101 days that we were over. Everything else was perfect and fine with our facility.
To come back into compliance with the Texas Commission on Jail Standards, the county capped its jail population at 80% capacity and began sending inmates to other counties. Potter County is now spending more than $1 million a year housing inmates elsewhere, not including transportation, medical costs, or overtime.
Now we're farming out at least 40 inmates every week. And we've already spent right at $1 million just in housing in the last year, just housing the inmates in other counties. We pay anywhere from $65 all the way up to $100, depending on where it is.
Potter County Judge Nancy Tanner says those costs will continue until a long-term solution is chosen.
And what we do, it adds up. We have to pay for the transportation to get them down there. We have to pay for their meals. We have to pay for lodging. And then we have to go get them, and it's always taxpayer money. And I hate that.
Judge Tanner says overcrowding has forced county leaders to confront what comes next.
We have too many people in our jail, and we're going to have to look at building a bigger jail. And I don't want to do that because it's taxpayer money.
Potter County has three options to consider: do nothing, expand the current jail, or build a new one. Doing nothing would mean continuing to spend more than $1 million a year with no guarantee other counties will have space. Expanding the current jail would add 96 to 144 beds at a cost of about $47 million, but would not extend the life of the aging facility. And it would take about 2.5 years to complete. Building a new jail would cost at least $202 million with a recommended starting capacity of 652 beds. The proposed jail would have a 70 to 80 year lifespan and would take about 4 years to complete. Potter County Commissioner John Coffey says doing nothing is not realistic and expanding the current jail would not solve long-term problems.
Well, so our current jail is at end of life. It really does need to be replaced. We've got more inmates than we can house out there, so we're spending $1 million a year at least housing them outside of Potter County.
How to pay for a new jail remains another major question. Judge Tanner says she would prefer using certificates of obligation, which would not require voter approval.
I would love to do certificates of obligation, but we already have 2 out there right now that we're doing with the LEC in the new district courts building. I'm not sure we can do another one, but I think our auditor, Brandon, I think he said that we probably could. So hopefully we could do that.
Coffey says he strongly disagrees with using certificates of obligation.
I would favor a bond election. I think it's important to let the citizens have an opportunity to vote and be heard. It's their money, their vote. They ought to have an opportunity to vote on this.
Even if county leaders agree on a plan this year, a new jail would still take years to design and build. Until then, the county will continue housing inmates elsewhere and taxpayers will continue covering the cost. In Amarillo, Blas Guerrero, KMR Local 4 News.
Now, county leaders say the longer a decision is delayed, the more expensive it could become as construction costs continue to rise. Officials say that they're still reviewing updated jail projections and cost estimates. For a full breakdown of jail options and the cost, that's online right now on our website, myplains.com.